Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's crucial in our digital age: copyright issues and the actions taken by governments and the private sector. Copyright laws were created to protect the rights of creators, but in our ever-evolving digital world, they present unique challenges. Let's explore some of the most pressing issues. First up, let's talk about digital piracy and copyright infringement. With the internet, it's easier than ever to share and distribute content, sometimes illegally. Governments worldwide are stepping up their game to combat piracy. For instance, laws like the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or DMCA, in the United States and the EU's Copyright Directive aim to enforce stricter penalties for copyright violations, holding websites and internet service providers accountable for infringing content. But it's not just the governments taking action. The private sector, especially entertainment and software companies, are fighting back too. They employ digital rights management, or DRM technologies, and take legal action to protect their intellectual property. Collaborations with ISPs and platforms to block access to infringing content are also becoming more common. Social media platforms have become major battlegrounds for copyright issues. The government is increasingly focusing on the role of these platforms in copyright infringement. For instance, the EU's Article 17 requires platforms to take proactive measures to prevent copyrighted content from being uploaded without authorization. In response, platforms like YouTube and Facebook have developed copyright management systems, such as YouTube's Content ID. These systems automatically detect copyrighted material and allow rights holders to block, monetize, or track their content. However, these systems aren't perfect and often lead to debates over what constitutes fair use and false positives. Speaking of fair use, that's another hot topic in the copyright debate. Governments struggle to balance copyright enforcement with freedom of expression and fair use. While fair use allows for the limited use of copyrighted material without permission for purposes like commentary, criticism, and education, the definition of fair use can vary widely. This creates a lot of legal gray areas. On the private side, content creators, journalists, and educators often clash with large corporations over fair use. Smaller creators may lack the resources to defend their rights, raising concerns about how automated copyright enforcement can sometimes stifle legitimate expression. Another emerging challenge is the rise of artificial intelligence and its impact on copyright. As AI technologies evolve, there's growing debate over who owns the copyright to AI-generated content. Some governments are exploring whether current copyright laws need updates to accommodate this new reality. Should AI-generated works be eligible for copyright protection, or should the rights belong to the developers or users of the AI? Companies developing AI tools are navigating these legal waters, looking at new licensing models and agreements to ensure they remain compliant with existing laws. A rapidly evolving area with significant legal and ethical implications. Let's not forget about cross-border copyright issues. With the internet, content is globally accessible, but copyright laws differ from country to country. Governments are entering into international agreements to harmonize copyright laws. Treaties like the Berne Convention and TRIPS are examples of efforts to standardize protection worldwide. Meanwhile, multinational companies and online platforms face the challenge of navigating different laws in each country. This requires developing region-specific strategies and complying with local regulations, which can be both costly and complex. And what about copyright in education? Schools, universities, and libraries often benefit from exceptions to copyright laws, but debates are ongoing over the limits of these exceptions, especially as digital resources are widely shared. Governments often provide exceptions for educational purposes, but the private sector, particularly educational publishers, are advocating for stricter enforcement to ensure they receive fair compensation for their materials. This is a delicate balance, ensuring access to knowledge while protecting the rights of content creators. Finally, let's talk about the public domain and open access. More and more, there's a push for governments and institutions to encourage open access to certain works, making them freely available to the public. While this is a positive development for public knowledge and cultural exchange, some private sector companies push back, arguing it undermines their business models. Others are adopting open access models as a way to innovate and expand their reach. The debate over open access versus copyright protection continues, highlighting the complex landscape of modern copyright law. So, there you have it. A quick overview of the current issues related to copyright in the context of government and private sector actions. It's clear that copyright law is a moving target, constantly evolving to keep pace with technological advances and changing consumer behavior. As digital technologies evolve, these issues will likely become even more prominent, requiring ongoing dialogue and potential reform. What are your thoughts on these issues? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights on topics that matter to you. Until next time, stay informed and stay creative.